Hello, this is Nisha LaShawn.
This is T. Renee.
And this is the Shawn and Renee Show.
Hello.
Today is the day. We got to talk about this.
You're going to put it on the floor.
I got to put it on the floor. Because I've been watching the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I am true to the OGs.
Mm-hmm.
I am team all the OGs when it comes to Atlanta.
Yes.
I see what they're trying to do, but I think I've just grown mentally to a certain age to where that demographic, I realize they're not gearing the show towards me.
Right.
I get it. That's cool. But one of the dynamics I picked up between the first and 2 episodes was the dynamic between Shamia and Portia.
Mm-hmm.
The dynamic between Shamia and Portia, historically, it was Portia, one of the stars of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Shamia, the friend of. She
friend to the show.
And out.
Mm-hmm.
And, she played a supporting role to Portia.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm seeing now,
Mm-hmm.
I feel duped.
Mm-hmm.
I feel tricked.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bamboozled.
Yep.
All this time, Shamia was that girl.
Yep.
All this time, Shamia was that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Her singing voice is beautiful.
It is.
She's been in several groups.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in the entertainment industry, in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And beautiful family, beautiful husband, multi-million-dollar
Mm-hmm.
home, African princess,
Mm-hmm.
African queen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I see the dynamic between her and Portia,
Mm-hmm.
right? Portia is in the middle of a divorce.
Yeah.
Portia's husband pretending to have money he ain't really have.
Yes.
Keeping up with the Joneses is kind of was coming to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Did she run and chase this man? And I'm going to use the word chase because when you met him, he belonged to somebody else. So I'm going to have to say there was a pursuit.
2 things can be true.
2 things can be true at once.
Mm-hmm.
There was a pursuit of some kind. And the situation moved rather quickly.
Mm-hmm.
My brain, the wheels are turning.
Mm-hmm.
Did she chase this man the way she did because she was trying to compete
Mm-hmm.
with her friend
Mm-hmm.
who really had the life
That's very true.
that she was perpetuating?
That's very true. That's a very good question.
Was she anxious
Mm-hmm.
to get that African man with money
Mm-hmm.
because of what she saw Shamia living? And then looking at the dynamics of their history, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
remember in previous seasons, Shamia, when she did get married,
Mm-hmm.
Portia did not show up for the wedding. It was just so many instances
Mm-hmm.
in their relationship to where Shamia obviously supported her, but Portia failed to support her in
Mm-hmm.
the same way.
Yeah.
My wheels are turning again. Has this been an ongoing jealousy, right?
Right.
Remember Portia at a certain point in time, she wanted to have a singing career.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Shamia has been in different girl groups.
Right.
One of them she was in with Carrie Hilson.
Right.
What was the driving force now why Portia want to sing?
Right.
I'm not saying she a copycat. I'm not saying that, but I am saying
some things are looking parallel.
Some things are looking parallel.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a silent competition? Is there a competitive nature within the relationship that prevents her from supporting Shamia in a certain way? Why Shamia is feeling unsupported in the relationship because she's in a competition she didn't sign up for.
Or didn't know she was in.
Didn't even know she was in.
Yeah. Because that can happen. Yeah. That can happen because if you just thinking, this my friend, speaking from Shamia, it's like, this my friend. I'm going to support her whatever she do. I'm going to always be there. I'm going to hold her down. And then, not to say Portia is a bad friend, but for this topic, it's like, if you don't always show up, and I get it, life happens. I'm not making no excuse for nobody. Life happens. But if your one friend is hard down for you always, and you don't show up for them at least 80% of the time, and you are secretly jealous that she got married, she has a husband that adores her, that she has careers and businesses that are thriving, and not that Portia is broke or nothing like that, because she's doing
fight to her. She's
doing very well for herself. It's just that this is her second marriage,
and we're focusing on the friendship dynamic,
right? So, you see your friend thriving, and you're having obstacles. Can there be some dissension there? Yes. But at the same time, you can't make your friend feel away because things are going awry in your own life.
Yeah.
It's like, she's over here thinking like, this is my girl.
Yeah. We're sisters.
Yeah. But secretly, she's in a competition she's unaware of. She's just living her day-to-day life. Like, this is my sister, this is my friend. But on the flip side, she's in a competition. She didn't know when it started, how we got here. And then when it revealed...
Or even how to get out of the competition.
And then when it's revealed, you would be taken aback. Because I know that I would. Because if I'm thinking all along, this is my friend, this is my dog, I love her, she loves me, I'm thinking she loves me, and some things happen where the true feelings are revealed, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be mad, and I'm going to feel away. I'm going to feel betrayed. I'm going to feel like, was the relationship even really real? Because when stuff like that is revealed, it's kind of like a betrayal in a sense, because did you even really like me? Were we really even friends?
I don't think it's a situation. How can I explain this? Let's talk about Selena. Okay, we know how Selena passed away.
Yeah.
It gets to a certain point in a relationship where I like you so much that I want to be you.
That's true too.
I like it so much that I wish I had your life. I like it so much that I come obsessive. And of course, Selena, in her situation,
that was very extreme.
That was an extreme case of obsession. And it's a spectrum of how that goes. On one spectrum, I'm so jealous I don't show up to your wedding, even though I'm a bridesmaid, and I just abandoned it over a stomachache.
Right.
Versus somebody that's knocking you off your block, in Selena's case, because I'm so obsessed with who you are as a being.
Right.
But it's so many nuances in between there. And I don't think it's an automatic dislike, but I like you so much and I don't know what to do with it.
But then too, when it's revealed, how do you recover? What would be a recovery from it? Because what would be your first? What's your first thought when somebody reveals that to you?
You can't recover from a situation like that. You know why? Because reacting to somebody in that way is a possibility, because that's inherently you. You have a jealous spirit.
Yes.
I can't love you out of that jealous spirit.
No.
If that's inherently you.
Right.
And unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done other than leaving that person on the floor. You have to walk away from the situation and know that that's some internal healing that has to be done by that person. I can't befriend you and love you to the point to where you understand that this is supposed to be a mutual two-way street.
Right. That's why I said I would be upset, because it's like it was a facade all along. Because see, I'm a replay person. Because, we get, God send us little signals like, like with the not showing up for the wedding. That's a little sign. And I'm sure it was other things that we're not privy to. But God give us little signs like, You see that happen, right?
You know, in their perspective, they don't think it's fake though.
You think so?
From that person that's jealous, they don't think they're being fake when they're saying, I want to befriend you and I want to be your friend, I want to get close to you. It's not that they're being fake about that. They really mean it. But if you don't have the capacity to know how to operate within a friendship, I'm going to fail at being your friend, even though I want to be.
Right.
I really do like you. So much so, I want to wear my hair like you.
Right.
So much so, I want to wear my shoes just like you.
Where you get them shoes from? So I can
Where you get them shoes from? I love that outfit. Where do you shop at?
Right.
Like, I want to be you. I love you so much. But I don't have a healthy way
of expressing
it. I don't know how to be a good friend. I just don't have the capabilities. That's why I'm like, it's no recovering from people like that.
Oh, no, it's not.
Because like, once you get to adulthood, you've already been raised. It's a wrap. You are.
But then, no, because that's an invalid statement because we said before, everybody ain't been raised the same.
Everybody hasn't been raised the same. But what I'm saying is, you've already been raised. You're done. You're finished. You're cooked. So by the time you get to me and you trying to be friends with me, I can't backtrack on what your mama should have did 30 years ago.
But some people expect you to, and that's a problem.
Some people expect you to. And then we also have to think about everybody comes from different backgrounds.
True.
Everybody doesn't have the traditional mom and dad.
Correct.
Or, mom that's there, or whatever guardian that's like loving on you and telling you this is how you treat other people. This is how you give and take within a relationship. Like, everybody don't have that.
Correct.
I just know at this point in my life, when I identify that mess,
it's not happening.
Oh, I got to get rid of you.
Oh,
I just can't be involved.
I agree. Because I see the thing with me.
This side coming.
Oh, girl, you just be like.
As soon as you say it, oh yeah, you got to go.
Because it's like, I know you feel it in your soul.
It's in your soul. I'm just kidding. No, you're not just kidding. Stop playing with me because you're not just kidding. And I'm going to fake the funk in a moment. Okay. And then
I haven't got to the. I get quiet.
I get quiet. And you know that meme of Homer Simpson when he back up into the bushes?
Yes.
That's me. I'm gonna be like, okay, girl. And then I'm gonna back up into the bushes like Homer, never to be seen.
See, with me, I'm like I said, when that happened, the slick comments, when that happened, then I'm just like, I get quiet. And then it's why you quiet? Because now the wheels are turning. That's why I say I have a replay value, because it's just like, I'll replay our whole friendship in that moment. Like, okay, so that, because once I get the realization of what's going on and where we at, I done did a full replay back to the beginning of our relationship, how we met and everything that didn't happen from beginning to now. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know what category to put you in. And this going to be the one that you're going to be always away from me.
Away. Get away from me with this Apollo.
Yes. Yes. Because it's like, people like that are dangerous.
Yes, that's why I said on the extreme side of things, you get a Selena situation.
Yep.
And then on the minor side of things, you get the,
the sneak disses.
The sneak dissing.
And slights and being you happy and that you telling them good news about and they find every way to kill your joy. And you just like, I'm just saying this good thing. Why you being so I ain't being negative, and it's just like,
no, yes, you are.
You are. You're being a negative Nancy about the whole situation. It's like, why is what I'm saying to you sounds like you're failing at something? If I say, hey, Nisha, I got this lovely trip and I'm going and blah 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 and I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to get to ride an elephant, I'm going to pet giraffes and all kind of stuff, and your immediate comeback is, well, I hope you don't get bit by a lion. What how did we get, I just said to pet and ride the elephants, and I'm excited about where I'm going and seeing new things and doing different things, and the first thing you say is, I hope you don't get bit by a lion. What where did that come from? And there are people out there that live to be killjoys. And they don't want you to do better than them.
That's a huge element.
And I don't.
You can do good, just not better
than them.
Yeah.
Yep. Longest, because I remember Mike Epps did an interview, and he was talking about how, as long as, when he first got to Hollywood, he was doing good. And when he came home, how all his quote unquote friends was like, oh, you Hollywood, you didn't forget where you came from and blah, blah, blah. But when he started doing destructive things that was harming himself, they was cheering him on. They were his biggest cheerleaders when he was doing drugs, when he was out in the street acting a fool. They were all excited for that. But as soon as he had businesses and was taking care of his family and built the neighborhoods, oh, you think you better than everybody. Why? What spirit is that? Where does that come from? Why is his success your failure? It's not. He's trying to better his community while you being a killjoy at what he's doing. What part of the game did we get to where people doing good, especially in their own communities, did we get to be killjoys and think, oh, you think you better than everybody? It's not that.
Do you think it gives people comfort to see comfort in their own life to see somebody else having a hard time?
Yes.
Like, it makes me feel comfortable to see you struggling because it's like, I ain't as bad as them.
Yes.
I ain't going through what they're going through.
Yes.
I'm not like so-and-so.
Yes. Yes. And I don't understand that dynamic because if you are leveling up and you're doing it with grace and you're doing it with the intent of bringing people along, because I've heard so many people say, I tried to get such and such to do this, that, and the third with me, but they just didn't want to. They didn't show up for the meeting. They didn't answer my phone call. They didn't show that they wanted it as bad as I did. When you have people like that in your life, it's like, of course, you may think that they might have some kind of a little bit of resentment, but not to the point where they want it to your detriment, I'll say. Because if I'm trying to bring you along with me, it's for a reason. And it's not for me to like, quote unquote, shit on you. If I got it and I'm moving forward and moving ahead, of course, I want to bring my people with me because you my people. You are my village. I want us all to thrive together. So it shouldn't be an instance where nobody should think, oh, you think you better than somebody. No. Why should it be that type of energy when if I reach the next level, I want you to come with me. I must see something in you that I know that you can be right there next to me. So it should never be an instance where it's like, oh, you didn't got to Hollywood. Oh, you got this. Must be nice. You got that new car. You ain't got to pay the car. No, what you talking about? Like, I don't understand. My pastor used to say, you should never be jealous of somebody because they got a new car, a new house, or whatever. You ain't got to make the note. Be happy for them and cheer them on.
I would like to sum it up to one point.
Mm-hmm.
Insecurity.
Valid.
Insecurity. If
Valid.
we boil it all down,
valid.
It's going to be insecurity at the bottom of the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not satisfied with self,
mm-hmm.
not even lack satisfaction with self. Because if we talk about somebody like a Portia who theoretically has everything you can ask for, but I still don't have the satisfaction with what I have, and I'm feeling insecure, and that it's just not enough. I'm going to not only like seek validation by any means, I'm also going to try to destroy those that I've identified.
Right.
To have the things that I want.
Right.
And give myself temporary satisfaction by putting that person down. By dismissing their feelings.
Yeah.
because we saw in a preview clip that her and Shamia have a sit down, and she's like, I just want to talk about things that hurt my feelings. And she's like, again, like, why is it important?
And the thing about it with her reaction, that don't seem like that was the first time that happened. But on the flip side of it, look at her situation with Drew. Mm-hmm. She makes it seem like she was trying to help Drew, but was it?
Was it to say, I now have a power that I can wield when I'm mad at you? I did this for you.
Right.
Like, okay.
Yeah. So those are people you got to worry about too. Because if you help me, don't throw it in my face. Because see, I never ask you for shit again, and as sure as my name is on my birth certificate, I stand on that. If you ever throw that in my face, well, that's what I did. You will never. I will never, and that's just me. That's my tree. That's my bridge. That's my landing. If anybody ever throw that at me, I'll never in my life, I don't care if I'm living in a box.
You're going to be Homer Simpson in the bushes?
I'll never ask you for nothing again in my life. I swear, as my name is on my birth certificate, I'll never ask, because that's a dynamic that I do not like. If you're going to help somebody, help them out the kindness of your heart. If you not, don't do it. Because if you do it to like she did, threw it in Drew's face, and you running around my baby daddy, don't nobody want Dennis. Girl, like, please. You're getting on. Oh my God. It was like, you're exhausting. That's what you are. But it's just like, if you got a power dynamic, like, I mean, then it's no harm. I'm just saying, it's like, he is, but he a real one, and he like, and I get it. He in the middle of it. He be like, not too much on baby mama, but it's not that, and I get it.
Detroit nigga.
He do, straight up and down. And it's not that to take a stray at him, but it's just like, girl.
Dennis play all day, so don't nobody want him for real.
Girl, it's like, girl.
You know, groupies are an exception.
Hey,
but like,
girl.
Dennis.
No. And it's business, but it's just like that power dynamic right there. You was the model for my hair and blah, blah. It's just like, girl.
In that situation, I can see why Portia would be irritated, but what she lost me on is that when they got in the middle of the argument, she started listing all of the things that she's done for her, as opposed to talking about the actual offense.
Right.
So, to me,
you did.
Now the things you did weren't really because
they weren't genuine. Nope.
A favorable friend.
They weren't genuine.
You were doing it to have some notches in your belt to be able to whoop me with later.
And throw it right back in her face.
Yeah, and throw it back in the face. So I can't respect it. And not to just pick on Portia, because I just feel like it's just like a most recent example
of it. Yes.
Abroad.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Just played on the screen, because we, at the end of the day, we don't know the ins and outs of that relationship.
But this happens in real life. Like this, outside of that being a reality show, these events happen in real life where people will do that. They will put you or help you get into certain positions. And then the first time you say no to them or disagree with them or show that you're creating your own lane away from them where they think they didn't put you, it could be a dynamic that you weren't expecting. And you like, well, where this come from all of a sudden? But all along, you had no idea that they had all this simmering and brewing underneath. And for me, people then got hurt for playing with, because it's like, how can you say that you're trying to help, and then on the flip side, you flip it back with that power dynamic?
I've cut relationships like that.
Me too.
Ever.
Me too.
Try to wield anything against, oh no. No.
You will never hear
You keeping
me.
track?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not a needy person.
Me either.
I don't have like a needy personality.
Me either.
I am still like a house cat.
Oh my God.
House cat where the litter at. Where's the window where I can sit from time to time?
Just to peek.
Just to peek. That's my bed. Okay, cool.
Right.
And I'll come every now and then, just hey, purr a little bit, and then I'm going right back to my little.
I'll holler at you.
I don't require much.
No.
So when I come across people who try that stuff, it's like, okay, I know it's you because I've already evaluated. I don't require a lot.
I do a self evaluation often, so I know it's not me. No. And I'm the same way. It's like people tell me all the time, we didn't even know you still lived here because we never see you. And that's on purpose. Do it on purpose.
Like my master plan is working. Cool. I like that. It's working. Cool.
That is my plan.
It's you never.
It's truly done on purpose because people don't understand that you have to protect yourself from certain energies. Mm-hmm. And once you come around a lot of people and you see the vibe, you don't have to revisit it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to revisit it. You can go around occasionally, but you don't have to be like that. Don't have to be your main thing. You know, because what people don't understand is you didn't already show me one time what it was. Why I got to keep going back?
Yeah. But some people like to go back to the abuse.
Some
people love the abuse. Some people
I'm not
like
one of them.
The push and pull of like drama within the relationship. It's entertaining to them.
Yeah.
Low maintenance people like me. They like, no, it's not enough adventure. It's not enough drama. Like we ain't arguing. We ain't on the phone. We ain't on the phone gossiping. Like we not doing none of that. No, I don't have it. I don't have
like my day to day is enough.
mean, if you want to go to brunch,
right? I got you. We can
all of that.
I like to try new food. I like to see pretty flowers. Tulip is my favorite. Like lure me with stuff that's gonna with stuff that's gonna make me happy.
If you the white van pulling up on Sean, I have a little Trader Joe's and brunching, and I'm popping in the white van. Yeah.
It's just like, but just the regular drama and rigmarole.
Yeah, some people like to do so. Even when they identify for this episode, we using Portia and Shami as an example. They have been in relationship at this point for decades.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious that they've had that push and pull.
And it's been one-sided
for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I have to ask people of the world like Shamia, how long do you take the abuse? When enough is enough? When you just like, okay, yeah, I've known this person for some years, and here in present time, this is causing me more stress than happiness. Well, I guess it's time to check out. Like, how much abuse do you need to get to that point? Why do people not get to that point? I'm asking that. What is one of the reasons why you think people stay in those situations?
I think it's two things. It's familiarity. They're familiar with this person, so they don't want to have to go out and
start fresh,
start over.
Like, I know what this comes with. I'm cool with this.
Yep. And then to them, in that being familiar to them, they're like, well, I'm going to just stay loyal. I know I can air out and do
loyal to a fault.
Yep. It's loyalty. They be like, I'm just going to be loyal. Thinking that the person will realize I got a loyal friend. I got somebody that's always there to support me, you know, but they never do. They just continue to abuse this person. And whether they realize it or not, you're putting yourself in more harm's way, because if your feelings are continuing to be hurt by a person, it's like it's only so long you can keep enduring that. But I've seen people do it for 30 plus years and still not get rid of this person until they literally had to spit in their face for them to say, I'm done. So not when she wrecked your car, not when she stole your credit card, not when she didn't show up for you when you absolutely needed her to. It was just she had to literally spit in your face
and say you're the scum of the earth.
Yep.
And I hate your kids.
Yep. It took that. And some people are like that. Like they have to have that direct conflict for them to be like, I'm gonna cut my ties. And for me, it don't take that much. You can just talk slick to me one too many times, and I'm like, well, I'm going ahead and head out. Wish you no ill malice or nothing like that. And I hope you have and when people say that they wish somebody have a great life, no, I really do mean that. Like when I exit, I really do want you to have a good life.
Is it petty to say I hope you have the life you deserve?
It is.
Oh, I didn't.
It's dripping with venom. Now you can sincerely mean it from the bottom of your heart, but it got some little venom on it. It might not be poisonous, but it got a little venom on it.
Because if I know you're like a dumpster fire of a person, I don't want you to be that belong to somebody else.
No, actually, I want them to, because maybe that will change their behavior. That's how I think about it. Maybe if they get some happiness and joy, it'll change their behavior. But God has a sense of humor too. But that's my thought process. Maybe if they get some kind of joy and blessings, maybe it'll change their attitude. Maybe it'll change their perspective. Maybe they'll look at life through a different lens. But when you tell them, I hope you have the life you deserve, you don't want them to have a life.
More and nothing less. Exactly what you deserve. More.
So if you think they toe need to be stumped on every day,
you can't get around your bed frame without having your big toe. But actually, big toe, the little baby toe, the baby toe. Because that busted baby toe,
will make you stop and lay down. Stop your whole thought process. You can think past go.
Thought you was gonna do laundry today? No, not with that baby toe.
You're gonna be laying right on down.
Not at all.
With that foot elevated.
Man.
So yeah, I think those are the two dynamics. People being familiar and they don't want to start over. And loyalty. They're just like, I'm gonna be a loyal friend until the person becomes unloyal.
It has to get quite abusive.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes.
Yep. And that's what it is, because you have to think about it. That's the same reason why people stay in romantic relationships. Yeah. Same dynamic. But on friendship,
little Stockholm syndrome.
Yep. With friendship, it takes longer for some reason. Like people will leave a marriage for whatever reason, but a friend, it's like they gotta almost be in the street about to knock each other's teeth out sometimes before it ends.
I have a question about that too, because I've seen some women put up with some very horrendous things from men.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about the heterosexual dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know about anything else in like personal experience.
Agreed.
But I've seen women put up with, some deplorable.
Egregious. Very egregious. Yes.
Oh my God. That's the episode on the next day to do dive into that. But I've seen some women go through some horrible things. Mm-hmm. And within 7 to 10 business days, they back with that man. Mm-hmm. All is forgiven. Mm-hmm. And that's it. You better not bring up the fact that they did whatever. Mm-hmm. If you act like you remember it, oh, you can't even be in my life no more. You remember what he did to me.
Yeah.
We have that energy, and I'm saying we because I'm a woman. I
mean, we driving down our street. It's okay.
Driving down my street.
Yeah, it's okay.
We operate like that. Mm-hmm. Why we don't have the same grace when it comes to our friends? Like women are so cut with one another. If I make a mistake within the friendship, And we gonna take the jealousy and all that stuff out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Why we don't have that same grace? I've seen women have a new friend. The New Year's Eve, they saying New Year's Eve down on social media talking about new friends. I ain't going back. They every 12 months they got a new crew.
No, 6.
6 months. Okay.
6.
We'll say 6 to 12 months. Every 6 to 12 months you got a new set of friends.
Mm-hmm.
How?
I don't even like people enough to go through that type of foolishness.
Why? Women filter out friends that way, but we don't have that same resilience to the relationship that we have with men.
I think with that one, that's like two things can be true. Like I've seen it on both sides. I've seen where women stuck it out with men and cut their friends off. And then I've also seen it on the flip side where they left that man right where he was standing and they still got the same homegirl. So I've seen it on both sides. Now on the side where they cut their friends off for their man, for me, that's like a power dynamic, and that's I'ma always be there for my man. But if your man is treating you horrible and doing the most, why wouldn't you set some boundaries? But with that, but then too, it's a romantic piece that we not putting in place because with the friendship, you just my friend. You my homie, you my dog. But with that romantic piece, with it being with a man, because we're talking about heterosexual side, with it being a man and a woman, then it's like now you got a different set of feelings at play. So where you might have this love in your heart for this man and he does this, that, and the third for you or whatever, it's a different relationship and it's a different layer to it that's not necessarily there with a friendship. Now, it's not right or wrong, but that romantic part of that relationship will blind a lot of women from leaving their man. It's just what it is. Now, on the flip side of that,
by romantic, you say sex?
Sex? Yeah, absolutely. Because you're not sleeping with your friend. But I take that back because some people are. But that's a whole nother show too. But that romantic side of it, this is the man you lay with. This is the man that, rubs your back and your feet and y'all are intimate and stuff like that. That's a whole dynamic that is hard to shut off.
To me, that's even worse though. To be betrayed by the person that you lay in bed with.
Absolutely. It's one of the ultimate betrayals. But some women, a lot of women, that's hard to turn off. That's hard to turn off. And I'm not saying it's fair to your friend, you dissing your friend for a man that treats you horrible. It's absolutely, you dead wrong for doing that. But that romantic part of it, that's hard to turn off. And that's hard to get out of. And then on the flip side of it, like I said, I've seen women leave the man right where he's standing and handing him the keys back to the house. She already got her apartment across town. Don't call me, you blocked. The papers will be sent to you. And her girls got a trip planned 2 weeks from now and they finna go celebrate her divorce. I mean, I've seen it on both sides. Yeah. So it's just one of them things. It all depends on the person. But I think with the woman staying in it, it's that romantic side of it, that intimate side. You done been intimate with this person. And yeah, he did wrong. But I'm going to try to love him. No. You still need to hold him accountable.
You got to hold him accountable and think about what you're sacrificing. You're sacrificing like the most valuable part of yourself, like the most intimate part of yourself.
Right.
And you're giving it to somebody that's treating you like trash. Yeah. So,
but then we have men that are jealous of their women in relationship too. That's a whole nother conversation too.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Sure.
So, but it's one of them things. It's like, just keep your antennas up.
Watch the people in your circle.
That's the bottom line. It's like, keep your antennas up, because I was just joking, got some validity behind it.
Watch the people you let in your circle. Same with any other relationship. Don't fly past the red flag.
Right.
And
it definitely, if your discernment, and a lot of people don't know what that discernment is, I'll just say, if it doesn't make you feel good, whatever somebody is saying to you, if it feel like it's not.
I forgot to mention it, because although in a situation like that, friend dynamic where one person is jealous of the other, I don't want to victimize the person that's like being obsessed over. I don't want to victimize them either.
No.
Because what I've learned, everybody don't pick friends for the same reason.
Right.
I picked this friend because we all look good in the club together.
Aesthetically. Them aesthetic friends.
Yeah. I only be friends with pretty girls.
Yeah, that aesthetic friendship is a little, it's cringy to me.
It is very cringy, but saying that is like, okay, your qualification for a good friend is somebody who looks good, which means everything beyond that is up for debate.
Yeah. Cause she might be pretty, but she might sleep with your daddy, your man,
evil.
Yes,
a Jezebel,
steal your credit cards and run them up.
Yeah, but you didn't care because you just wanted to have a
pretty friend. Right.
People pick friends off of those who, let's say they like to mooch.
Yeah,
this person got more money than me. You know, they like to pay for the dinner. They like to be the one to drive to all the places. So I'm gonna be friends with this person because it's benefits,
right,
to being friends with this person.
Because I know if I ain't got it, my girl gonna say, "Girl, I got you."
She take me on trips.
She paid for everything, and that's your bragging. My friend took me in this. But what did you do for her?
In those situations, you get what you got.
That's true. You get what you're getting what you're paying for.
What you get what you're paying for. Preach it.
Yep.
So if your driving force in a relationship and how you pick the people that's in your circle,
right?
How you pick the people that's in your life,
right?
And it's not off of morals and ethics, then all of those red flags, you ain't gonna see it anyway, because those jealous people, they don't really hide. They're very obvious. With them sneak diss comments come quick.
Yep.
They are obvious.
Yes.
And it's very rare that it's like some sneaky, you don't realize it because they've been quiet on. It's very rare.
And another thing, if you bring these same people around your family, and your family say, I don't like her. Do not, and I repeat, do not ignore that, because them aunties, them mamas, them uncles, them cousins, they be knowing. Now, if your family welcome them, they might get stolen. You might be like, why don't you open my mama's house? Well, your mama called me and she said she made some macaroni and she wanted me. Them the people you need that your family embraces. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the toxic family. I'm talking about the people that lead with love, because we got some toxic family members that don't like you neither.
Yeah. That's so true.
But I'm talking about the welcoming family that your dynamic is like, your family are lovers and they lead with love. And if they tell you, I don't like her, heed that, because they already know. They can see something you cannot see. Especially them aunties, they can see it a mile away. They be like, They be like, come here. Come. Where you be? Who is this? Where you get them from? And you be like, but just not your friend. I don't want to see you with it. I don't want to see you with her no more.
Because my family showed me checking for you. I'm like, they have other families. They don't belong to us. Okay? They have a life. Leave alone. Okay? I'd be like, my Lord. Can I show up by myself now? Is that okay? Okay. Just want to make sure.
But that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? In friends, you don't want that toxic relationship. Like the aesthetic friends, the moochers, the people who like...
I'm friends with you on a particular condition.
Conditional friendship.
Conditional friendship.
Oh my God.
Do this. And because I get this out of you. This friend always babysit my kid for free. So I'm gonna stay friends with her, even though I really don't like her. You know, I do know it's safe over there and it's free babysitting. So I'm gonna pretend to be this person. There's so many reasons as to why people do this. Like we could go on and on and on about the specific examples. But at the end of the day, if you have a conditional friendship and you're friends with this person on a particular condition, all of those other things fall by the wayside because you are consciously ignoring it, making a decision to ignore all of the other red flags because you want this particular thing out of that person. So, hey, you get what you got, can't get no more.
Exactly. Keep your antennas up.
Keep your antennas up. Okay? And stand on business, y'all. Have friendships with real values.
Exactly.
So we don't fall into these Portia and Shamia dynamics.
Yes.
You know.
Okay. All right. Well, we thank y'all for listening.
As always.
And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.